What's up, chaps and chapettes? A little bit of a different type of video today. I'm talking about why FIFA is actually dead. It's pretty much dead already, but I'm going to say, like, why I think it's going to be dead in January / sort of February time, you know? So, obviously, I'm actually set up on my DSLR. You can see my sort of shocking haircut up close. I'm actually thinking of getting a haircut. I know I keep saying it, like, every single time I stream, I'm like, yo, I'm going to get my haircut soon. It just doesn't happen. You know, I just don't have the effort at times, but... you know, probably, we'll say this weekend. We'll say this weekend I'll get a new fresh trim. But nonetheless, we're talking about, like I say, why I think FIFA is going to die pretty soon. Starting off with the first thing is kind of just like, the competition's looking nice. I don't know whether any of you actually play Fortnite. Season 7 just dropped. Use coupon code Mbirchy at checkout. Now I'm joking. I'm not on their little payroll. I'm not on the, I'd love to be on that, a little supporter creator or whatever. But basically... Season 7 on Fortnite is absolutely banging right now, you know. You can sit pretty on a plane, sit nice and cozy on the wing, you know, doing like a backflip, and still somehow staying on the plane. I don't know, like, the thing is that Fortnite updates their game every single week as well. Like, it's constantly sort of reinventing themselves, you know, staying nice and fresh. And, you know, you've got Call of Duty Black Ops, although I don't really feel like that's as good of a game. Some people like it, but, you know, Black Ops 4, Fortnite, you've got Red Dead 2. Rocking up, you know, it's got a couple of issues, I think, with the online at the moment, but, you know, all these games coming out is basically an issue for FIFA right now, because it's like, I don't know, a lot of the times I would say that it's not really an issue, but I think because of the way the game is right now, it is starting to become sort of more of an issue, the competition. So, there's a competition side of it first, and how they're sort of constantly updating themselves, and not just that, but it's like, the way EA are, obviously, they love to make money. We all know this, you know. They love to milk every little piece of money that they can get from you. They basically like to almost do it in a very sort of businessy, efficient type of way. They make the worst game they can make that makes the most amount of money. So, I mean, that is pretty much exactly that. You look at, like, Battlefront 2 and stuff like that. You look at the original Battlefronts made by, I believe it was, like, Pandemic or something. Like, the amount of content that you see there compared to the new Battlefront now. Although they are improving a little bit, but it's still shocking. But, you know, compare that to, you know, the likes of Red Dead 2, Rockstar. They make a banging game, and they're prided upon making a really, really good game. You know, making a high-quality game, and that's the reason why people buy GTA 5, Red Dead Redemption 2, and stuff like that. So, different types of companies. But nonetheless, you know, we talked about the competition. Let's get into the actual game, the actual FIFA game. So... basically, they've managed to make the most repetitive FIFA that there's ever been. Hands down, the most repetitive and probably worst FIFA I've ever played. Now, the reason being is, I mean, a lot of you are probably like, you know, what's he getting on about here? Is he just sort of trying to do EA dirty or something like that? But at the end of the day, I think a lot of people can agree that it is the most repetitive FIFA. And the reason being is the finesse shots. Every single goal pretty much is a finesse shot. And by that, I mean probably a solid, you know, 70 to 80% of goals I'll probably say are going to be your timed finesses. And it's like, that's just going to get boring, you know? Like, I honestly don't understand it. First of all, the skill gap is awful. Because the AI defending is obviously way too strong. You know, you could sit pretty Jose Mourinho park the bus type stuff, you know, hold hands with the defenders at times, you know, control your CDM, drag him back. You already know your centre-backs are going to be sitting cozy. The AI is sort of doing all the work for you. It's almost like a Tesla or something. This is literally just everything's automatic. It's rough. It really is awful. So you've got the AI defending, which is just basically absolutely shocking. I think it was basically one of the things with FIFA 19 is its damage from FIFA 18, because at the start of FIFA 18 they made a super manual defending. They made the defending, like, really difficult to do. So every single game, I remember when I was literally at uni when I first started playing FIFA 18, and basically every single game was like a 6-goal game, just because nobody could defend. But what that means is, you know, there's a higher skill gap, and also the meta back then was the driven shot, which means you have to actually, you know, get past the defense, take on the defense. But EA don't seem to know that sort of that in-between mark. They just seem to go, oh, you know, completely manual defending or completely, like, automatic. They can't seem to find that in the middle spot, which would probably be absolutely perfect. So we're now in the state of going completely flipping from what FIFA 18 was at the start, even though they did actually change that to AI defending in the end. So they've completely flipped that, and they also decided that they didn't want to do a drastic change to the gameplay via updates, because in FIFA 18 basically because of the super manual defending, they drastically changed it to the AI defending. And people are sort of unhappy with that because, you know, if you're playing a game and it drastically changes, you just get used to one version of a game, especially for the pros. And then it drastically changes and everyone's a bit sort of unhappy with it. So with FIFA 19, they were like, you know, we're not going to drastically change the game. And what that means is we're basically stuck with the same game. It's now, what is it, December? 10th of December right now. The game hasn't really changed that much. They said they'd patch AI defending. Barely changed at all, to be honest with you. I saw actually a couple of people hyping up. They're like, yo, AI defending's fully fixed. And then I saw a couple of Reddit posts and stuff like that. And it was like, you know, low-key, this is still pretty shocking. And, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I say, you compare it to stuff like Fortnite reinventing themselves, you know, updating the game every single week. And, yeah. So, like I say, FIFA, the most repetitive game out there, pretty much. The worst FIFA game I think there's ever been. I think it's good that they've changed FUT Champs to 30 games. But me personally, I just feel like the pay to win. So, alright, so you've got pay to win, AI defending. The pay to win's worse than it's ever been. You know, the players are more overpowered than ever. Especially seeing as, you know, you're relying on long shots for a lot of it. So, you know, your Eusebios, your Ronaldos, R9s, and all of that are just going to be sick at long shots, basically, and just be able to do it consistently. So, you know, so pay to win, the long shots, repetitiveness, and the AI defending are basically breaking FIFA right now. So, yeah, that's pretty much going to be the end of this video. To be honest, I thought I'd just go on about FIFA. Let me know if any of you actually agree with me as well. I'm sure a lot of you probably do. But, yeah, I'll see you chaps and chapettes probably tomorrow for a Triads Road to Glory in a jiffy. Oof.
Do we hate this game or do we love it? Like, lately I've been thinking that we all on strings, paying up, staying up, being used like EA's puppet. Not to blow my own trumpet, but when I made Battlefront videos, chap, they were some of the best. Star Wars HQ competing, I mean, dude, that's so blessed. So easy, like switching on the ignition and passing your driving test, ayy. Low-key, I'm the best, ayy. Low-key on a quest, ayy. Not giving up, I'm obsessed, ayy. If I was on career mode, potential looking mad, I'd invest, ayy. And I bet you want my custom tag.